So, Tom, I was reading the internet as
Hey.
one does.
Just the reading thing.
Yeah. Turns out Jared Goff, undefeated when throwing 10 interceptions a game. Undefeated. Only quarterback to ever do it.
I know you said that on Monday, and I was like, that don't sound right.
Yeah. Patrick Mahomes never won a game after taking
Lunchtime.
a poop
Oh.
right before the game.
Oh, okay. Where'd you get that stat from?
He hasn't pooped in a year and a half, actually. So
Wow.
it's not
Year
good
and a
for
half is a long time.
But I read it on the internet, so it's true.
Oh, I'm for whatever. Oh, now I'm live. Okay. Sorry, I wasn't live for a second. On my
Here
channel.
we go.
Oh, baby. We here.
We steer.
You in the right direction. Welcome to another edition of the Grossi Perna Show. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna, and this is G.
Blup.
P.
Blup.
S.
Yo, today we got a great episode, guys. I wasn't just talking junk at the very beginning. We're going to look at a stat that duped us all. We're getting to the bottom of it. Okay? Some BS about Jared Goff's interceptions. Really made me mad last night. We're also going to figure out which teams are actually going to get into the playoffs. We'll do a tier list and we'll go playoffs or not. And there's some interesting teams out there now.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting interesting at the bottom of the playoff race there.
That's true.
And
Perna got a 50.
I got $50 from fucking Mustard Face. Every time I see that picture, it disturbs me. Don't worry. I believe my bow will return. It was a rough loss. It really was. But you know what? Bo Nix played pretty all right in that game.
Pretty good.
He's might be the best rookie quarterback right now. Whoa, did I say it? Also, I
Better than Jaden Daniels?
Huh?
Better than Jaden Daniels?
Might be playing a little bit better than Jaden over the last couple of weeks. More efficient. I'm not saying he is better than Jaden Daniels. I'm saying his ceiling's higher than Jaden Daniels.
Oh, hey, listen, Brandon, when you get your bow back.
When I say natural family planning, many people probably wonder what in the world is that, and it was a fancy word for no contraception. You do it all off your wife's cycle and what days she's most fertile, what days she's not fertile, so therefore you can together either really try to have a child or really not.
Really try or really not.
Really try or really not.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a few NFL teams this year. They're going to really try or really not.
There are some for sure. Let's see here.
Yeah, I put this in the rundown. This tweet that came out last night, and it's funny because it made its way into my chat on Sunday night. This stat about Jared Goff.
Yeah.
And talking about how he was.
We talked about it Monday, right? Yes.
Yeah, we talked about Monday too. So someone mentioned in the chat, I think it was a super chat. They mentioned that he's undefeated. He was like 6-0 after throwing 4+ interceptions. I was like, what? I was like, first of all, I didn't know he threw that many interceptions in the game. And second of all, that seems like an insane stat. And someone in the chat was like, no, I'm pretty sure he lost against the Bears back in like 22 or something like that. And it turns out, you got it pulled up? You want me to pull it up?
Yeah, I'll pull it up. I was making this stupid.
Oh, I got it then. So it turns out
it's fake.
Yeah, it's fake. And so we actually talked about it on GPS on Monday because it came up, and I was like, I think someone from the chat picked up.
Yeah, you're
on
like it. The stat went out that what's it? 7th career game with at least 4 interceptions.
Yes.
Okay, so we all saw this. We're like, holy crap! Like Goff figures out a way to do it.
Yep.
We talked about it, and you were like, it might actually not be 6-0. He lost there. I put it in, I think, winners and losers, which went up yesterday, and was like, he was like 6-0 or 5-1. Like, I don't really give a shit. Like, this is pretty crazy.
True.
And then it goes on to McAfee.
It goes on to McAfee. So
they tell Rodgers about it.
Yep.
The amazing stat, though, is this a true stat that he's done 4 more picks 7 times and he's won every single one of those games? Is that real?
Yep, 7-0.
That's wild. I mean, that's why stats are for.
So it turns out this was made up. He says, if you ever wonder how easy it is to spread fake information, I made this stat up while laying in bed at halftime of the game. And it's insane how quickly this spread. Yes. And then to get on McAfee, like on ESPN.
Yeah.
And it was a made up tweet. So I think just real quick an aside, after having a history conversation with a fellow history teacher in Mr. Terry last night, this is just a word to all. That's why we got to check our sources. There we go.
Yeah. And I'm happy it got on. Hey, can you go back? Can you go to Civ's fucking Twitter page?
Yeah, I got you.
This is what pisses me off, Tom.
Okay,
so click on him or his tweet. Actually, go to his tweet. His interesting, and then scroll down a little bit. Let's see here. Scroll down more because he responded there. Boom. For those saying this is fake, he posted this Jared Goff thing from StatMuse, which he made up. Like, if you go to StatMuse, that's not there.
Yeah.
Right?
It's Photoshop, yeah.
Can't be there. So this fuck is like, oh, what did I do? I was just, making it up from bed for fun. Fuck you. You doubled down on it, and now you're pretending like it got out of hand and you didn't want it to. All right? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. As somebody who will tweet a fake thing from time to time, everybody knows it's fake.
It's true.
Like, if I make up something, it's a joke. There's always like 6 people who don't realize it's a joke, and then they get the joke over your head fucking gif or whatever. But like, I would rather see disinformation about our government than fake football stats, Tom. That's how much it makes me mad.
They're like, don't take this from me, which is why, Brandon, as educated citizens, we got to do our part and make sure that we fact check.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's not a super easy thing to fact check, right? You've got to go in, you got to go to Pro Football Reference. Then you've got to sift Jared Goff. You got to go to you can't just look at career interceptions. You got to get the game log of game interceptions. So it takes a couple steps for you to actually check that. And the fact that it got from there to McAfee show without anybody being like, let me see if this is true, is pretty insane.
Yeah.
And all the dudes on McAfee were like, oh God, sorry, this is our bad. This is on us. Which is fair. And I'm happy it got there because when I saw that last night, like I was mad. I was mad at myself for saying it in a video. Like if I'm going to get something wrong, I want it to be on purpose, or I want it to be something that I feel like, oh, that's an easy mistake to make.
Sure.
This one got me. We just assumed it was true because it was out there. And that guy, like, he was in the football world. He did a lot of Madden stuff.
Just Madden stuff, right?
It came out like it just comes out of left field, and you're like, who's gonna sit down and just make that up? And then not be at some point be like, guys, I was kidding about. Like, once it starts to pick up a ton of steam, no, you just let it keep going. Like, look at, I got the fake stat. I got them all believing my BS. Anyway, double check, triple check, and I'm not going to double check. That's the other problem, Tom. When you're trying to disseminate so much information, some of it you got to be like, okay, there's a stat. That's pretty good. Going to put it in the episode. I'm not going to go in and look at every single Jared Goff fucking game to see if it's true, Tom. I'm just not going to do it. I don't have the time. I looked at it. You looked at it. Barks looked at it. Will Keys looked at it. All of us looked at it, and it still made it in the episode. I hate myself.
I didn't look at it.
We talked about it. You and I talked about it on Monday.
And I was like, I don't think that's right. Someone in the chat, pull up the clip.
You didn't go, you said it might be like 6-1. You didn't go, I think it's completely made up.
I think it was right.
Like, it just, we don't have time to process that.
Well, I just love in the same breath. You're like, double check, triple check, but I'm not going to. Literally.
There's so many things I'm not going to double check because like once you see it and once you see if maybe we had just seen that guy tweet it, fine. It's like, let me double check it. But that's not what happens.
Sure.
It gets tweeted out by a bunch of other people.
It's a great lesson, though.
You look at Twitter for, we're like, oh, that's a good stat. I want to use that for something to talk about.
It's a great.
Probably didn't see it as a credible stat thing, but like it happened enough, it becomes true.
Their coach, quarterback, and defense. That's why they're a little bit different. I don't think they're gonna. And plus, their division's a bit easier. But I think it's a good lesson. We're all human beings, right? We're all gonna make mistakes. I'm not even talking about that person just obviously making up some BS. I'm talking about we're just gonna make mistakes, but we just try to do better. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all.
My actual takeaway from that, after I looked through all of Jared Goff's GD game logs, very efficient. Does not throw a lot of interceptions. One Jared Goff.
No.
Like trying to find games where he had 4 interceptions. There's not many of them. There's not many of them. But yeah, I got. We all got.
Got Goffed.
We got Goffed.
We got Goffed. And so did the Texans. So
yeah. What's really funny too is like Aaron Rodgers knew something was up. He's like, is that real? He's like an NFL quarterback. He knows, like, you throw 4 picks, you are not winning all of those games. But the fact that he was the guy who they were talking to and got the fake stat up, like, it's very funny. But yeah, and I don't know whether I should respect this troll job or if I should just despise it the way my entire being despises it.
So it was funny, my reaction to it last night, because I saw it late last night, like after we did the stream and everything like that. It was probably around like 10 o'clock. And I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw it. And at first, like when it made it on McAfee and he's like, this is how easy misinformation is spread, I was like, you know what? Like, kudos if that's the lesson. But then Pat responded saying, oh, no. And this person was like, Pat, you should follow me back. I'm going to have some breaking news on site. And I was like, okay, nope. Now we're done. Now
you did it to be a troll. It blew up. And then you tried to play the nice guy.
Yeah, now we can't do
that. Double down on it. Be like, you know what? Ben Roethlisberger won 9 games while fumbling 3 times. Like, just,
that might be a stat.
Either be Barry or don't. Don't be this in-between shapeshifter fuck. Sorry.
What we do in the shadows. Where is that Mahomes hair? Somewhere.
Oh, yeah. I made that bet with Cole, didn't I? Damn it. It's somewhere around here. I'll wear it Friday.
There you go.
You guys remind me.
It could be Chief Cast for you.
Yeah. I made it into Kansas City radio, Tom. Apparently, Kansas City radio.
Yeah, I heard your clip was getting played all over the place.
Yeah.
Welcome. It happens a lot with Detroit after the draft. So, yeah, it's an interesting time because you're like, oh, my content's getting out there. Oh, they're laughing at me. And you're like,
for the wrong reason.
Yeah. You're like, all right.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
I only have one beef with Chiefs fans. One beef. Just accept that you have the refs on your side. Just accept it. Quit pretending like that call wasn't important. If you listen to what I say, I didn't say that's the only reason they lost the game. I was very upfront about all the missed opportunities the Broncos had. But the amount of people who are just like, oh, look at him blaming the refs for everything. Not true. You're taking what I said way out of context. But don't pretend like that wasn't a bullshit call.
If you want to just hear
huge impact on the game, I'm not saying it's the only reason they lost, but a phantom illegal contact gave them a touchdown. Don't tell me, guys.
Sorry, what a penny. Goff threw 5 picks. Another player craps his pants allegedly, and we still won. How many times? Oh, the times have changed. Yeah, so James Houston too. That's going around too. There was
Gatorade. Was it Gatorade or poop?
That's a game I never want to play. I'm going to be honest.
That's a good segment for a game show.
Nope, I think that's
Gatorade or is it poop?
I feel like that those two things aren't often confused. Like if you could go Gatorade or pee, that makes a little more sense, right? Especially if it's like the yellow flavor. But I don't know. Gatorade or poop. I don't know how well that would do on
Gatorade or is it
game
poop?
Show.
Hosted by Ryan Seacrest.
I mean,
did you see the sausage guy on Wheel of Fortune?
I did see the sausage guy on Wheel of Fortune. Yes.
I don't know how you could not see that guy.
That went everywhere. And I was like, you know what? Good for you, man.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it wrong. And it was a little embarrassing, but
Yeah.
it's fine. It's totally fine. Dave.
Poser.
USA.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
USA.
I think the other revelation we didn't talk about with the Broncos Chiefs game was the blocked kick, right?
That got analyzed to hell, by the way, these past couple of days.
Came out that Alex Forsythe, the lineman who got bulldozed on that play, he has been knocked to his bottom 8 different times this season on protecting field goal or point after attempts. So it's been like a lingering problem. And the Chiefs noticed it, and they took advantage of it in the most critical time. And people are like, "Oh, look at this elite film study from the Chiefs." No, it was just run of the mill film study. Like, there's a problem here for the Broncos. They have not corrected it. Let's put some extra heat there. And it bit us in the butt.
It
So,
took us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think because what was it? The Saints game or something? Like there was one game that they kept on showing where he was getting knocked
It happened
over.
the Saints. It happened against the Panthers. It happened against the Ravens. It's been an issue. It's a technique problem or a personnel problem. Like, I don't know if they don't have somebody they can put in that is more reliable there. I'm sure they tried to correct it.
Sure.
And it was like, well, we're still making the kicks here. Maybe we can keep getting away with it.
Yeah, because they broke it down on McAfee too. Because I saw that clip going
Yeah.
around as well of just like the stance and everything like that. You just can't be there. Hazy, to answer your question, I don't think Herbert is going to win MVP with these numbers, and I completely admit like he is doing well. I think that because it's not insanely splashy, that he's not going to get the coverage that's going to be needed to win MVP. Because the MVP voters, right? You're talking about like journalists and stuff like that. Lamar is kind of at the front and center of that. So I think Herbert's playing like really good, efficient football. I don't disagree at all. But yeah, I don't think it can compare right now to what one Lamar is doing, and two, just the way that Lamar is getting it done. I mean, like Joe Burrow, man, Joe Burrow's on a tear too. Like he's been playing really, really well. So yeah,
One interception is insane. If Herbert would have to get like 30 touchdowns to one pick. The Chargers would have to like win the rest of their games. And we would have to be like, Herbert is the number one reason they're winning. And I don't think that's going to happen for the Chargers because they're just playing such solid football on all levels right now. Like the defense has been great. Are they still the best scoring defense in the league or second best scoring defense?
They don't have the most turnovers.
Yeah, they're playing exactly the brand of football Harbaugh wants.
Yes.
And the crazy thing for Chargers fans and the things they should be excited about is like, I don't think Herbert's even played peak Justin Herbert football in terms of like, let's light up our team through the air. Like they haven't had to do it. Whether that's like, they'll never do that or they don't really have the exact weapons to do it, or guys that they're developing right now. Like McConkey's developing, Quentin Johnston's getting better. Like, I don't know,
dude, I'm not going to lie. And I said this kind of before the season. I was like, I don't know if the Chargers are going to be a playoff team before the season started. I was like, I think they can kind of be like a above average team. But I am so excited what the Chargers are going to look like in like 2 seasons. Like, I think that if they continue with this philosophy and if they hit some home runs with their draft picks, they're going to be a very good football team. So
I think they'll be
exciting.
I think it'll be next year. You were if we're looking at our pre-NFL season, you were on to the Cardinals as being competitive. I was on to the Chargers as being competitive. And
you're on the Commanders too.
What's that?
You're on the Commanders too.
Yeah. I mean, I called the Commanders my team a year before as well.
That's fine. It's carry.
I think the Chargers will be good. They're good right now. They're definitely a team that can make the playoffs, but I think they'll be very good next year.
Yeah.
And I think they should move heaven and earth to get the Boise State running back, Ashton Genty.
Oh.
Is it Genty or Genty?
I don't think that. See, I don't know.
That dude would be crazy.
I
with
like
the
their run
Chargers.
game, but I mean, the Cowboys are going to be moving heaven and earth to try and get him too. I mean, they're going to
Yeah, Cowboys got bigger
They're going to
problems.
spend a top
too,
5
but,
pick
like,
on that guy. So.
And I doubt he'll get there, but like if you put him with the Chargers, with their line, with Harbaugh wanting to run the ball with that explosiveness, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
I'd say it's not an overreaction, Jeff. I was genuinely upset that Brian Branch went to the Lions. I knew he was going to be good. Listen, there are things that I absolutely miss on, but it was the need of the Packers. And also I was like, this guy, he's good. He's really damn good. And now, of course, he's just really damn good for one of our rivals. So
that's right.
Right. Totally fine. Listen, the Bucs have won 3 games, okay? It's a tough time out here right now. 3 games.
Milwaukee?
Still Bucs and 6. Yes, sorry.
They down in the dumps?
I mean, they won, was it yesterday? They won yesterday, so that's good.
Yeah. Well, we got Jokic playing even better somehow here with the Nuggets. They lost a couple early, but they are now sitting at 4. Jokic is just going to carry them.
Lorenzo, I did know this. Yes. Well, Brandon is a
it's not
KC.
It's
and he just wanted to name the cat, which, by the way, Brandon Perna has admitted many times that he takes such great care of that cat, changing the litter box every single day, cleaning that box, and just really, really taking great care of that cat because name is Casey.
Yeah.
So just want to let you know how much Brandon Perna loves the Chiefs and Kansas City.
Black cats are bad luck, so
no, they're not. Okay, black cats are awesome. They are dope. They are dope. They're little babies. We love the void out here. Yeah. We do. Oh, I know. Caleb Williams. Yeah, don't worry about the punting, but this was happening like 5 weeks ago, so it's gonna be great. But speaking of the Chicago Bears, because we were not live for this, Shane Waldron, the offensive coordinator, already fired. They just released one of their guards as well, but Waldron and Seahawks fans so shocked at this development. And I got a chance to talk to EJ yesterday, and I was on his show. I think that's coming out later this week. And we were talking about this because for Bears fans, and I've talked about this numerous times, and Perna's talking about this numerous times, but I've made videos talking about how it's the same effing thing like every other year, in which you're drafting a QB high. There's some early success. Cool. And then your coach gets fired because they're kind of a lame duck coach. And then they have to get a new system. And then that QB doesn't work out. And so you draft another QB with a high draft pick. And it just goes on and on and on. And the problem is, and has been now for a long, long time, when we were heading into the season, I was like, I do not trust that the Bears can develop a quarterback because they have no history of doing so. The last good quarterback they had was Jay Cutler, who they traded for. One. Yeah. The second thing is the people who are making these decisions within the organization, it is not working out because they're the ones who are hiring that front office. And guess what? The results have not been there. And around and around we go. And I know Bears fans know this, but man, like it is frustrating as hell. And I don't think it's to the level. I'm sorry, let me be clear. It is not to the level of the Commanders ownership, the previous ownership, because Dan Snyder was just a god-awful human being, right? But in terms of football operations and trying to move on from owners, it is near impossible unless they decide to sell. And it also, the ownership is also spread out. So it's just, it's a situation with, I'm okay with it as a Packers fan, obviously, but for Bears fans, it's almost like, what the hell do we do? Because we can fire GMs, we can fire coaches, we get new QBs, but we've done all that over and over and over and over again this past decade. So
yeah, and you can like, you don't have to be all involved as an NFL owner.
Yeah.
It's about having the right person in place as your GM or your president of football operations or whatever. And I don't know if Poles is that guy to be their leader moving forward. It's like in terms of acquiring personnel and getting, that's the thing that's frustrating. So there's a lot of good players on the Bears roster. But their line still not good. And then you look at the evaluations he's made in terms of his coaching staff and the people they've brought in there, and that seems to be wrong every time. So like it's not just about like, are the Bears going to fire Eberflus after this season? Are they going to fire Eberflus and Poles and try and start over and give Caleb Williams a chance to be the talent we saw him possess at USC, and a couple of flashes this season where he's looked good, but just not consistent? It's, if I can draw from a show I've watched recently, Coach, there was a character portrayed as Fear in that show. Fear manifested in the form of a Bears entity, and I think that's apt for what Bears fans feel right now. Fear.
In the year 2024 of our Lord, Brandon Perna is making coach references now. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I wish it was Craig T. Nelson. It's Tom G. Grossi.
That's right. What's
your middle name?
D. Yeah, Tom D. Grossi.
Tom D. Grossi.
Yeah, that's fine.
TDG. TDG.
Yep. Well, that's a concern about the Ravens. I told Ravens fans, my advice to Ravens fans after last week, when they're on defense, just close your eyes.
Yeah.
Just don't watch them on defense, and then you don't get upset. You just open them up again, when they're on offense, and that should be fine. And you just got to hope that opposing offenses do the same.
Here's my advice to Ravens fans.
Wear a diaper.
Just wear a diaper.
Wear a diaper.
NFL media owes Justin Herbert an apology.
Are you kidding me? All they did is fillet that man for 4 years.
I will say in the offseason, I think Johnny tweeted this out recently. It was like, remember when everybody was talking about how Harbaugh was going to trade him and like go and get JJ McCarthy? And no, I mean, like, I've always liked Justin Herbert. Ever since that Raiders game, that final regular season week, I was like, yep, I like Justin Herbert.
He's a good quarterback.
He's a very good quarterback.
Joe Burrow got the Bengals to the Super Bowl, though. Justin Herbert lost to Trevor Lawrence and the Jags in the playoffs in horrific fashion. And it's not just Herbert there.
It's not him, but
it's a team. It's a team loss there. But there's reason for Herbert's criticism. But if anything, I feel like Herbert got more credit than he deserved in terms of the Charger success. Not that he's not a talented QE. I almost responded to Johnny, and then I didn't. I was going to say now people are worried Jim Harbaugh is going to force Justin Herbert into a marriage that he doesn't want to be a part of. I couldn't find the right wording to say Jim Harbaugh is going to marry Justin Herbert against his will. So I left it.
If Worms had machine guns, then birds wouldn't be scared of him.
Trade him? He's going to marry that man. He's going to marry him, Tom.
Dude, you see, because, all right, let's just talk about it. I'm thinking about 3 teams right now where you're looking at ownership going, ooh, this is not a great scenario. Dallas?
Yep.
Carolina? Chicago? Is there any other one that's like kind of sticking out right this second in terms of like, oh yeah, we're looking at a lot of the problems that these organizations have?
Green Bay?
A good amount are, you just say Green Bay?
Jets
ownership is a good one. Yeah.
And maybe Giants too.
Ooh,
we'll see. I think if they fire Dable, Giants are going to be in trouble.
I don't think they should fire him.
No, I don't think he's the problem at all. I think you
got to give him a quarterback.
It's like, it's hard because Dan Jones is just such like he is a vanilla man who has never done anything wrong. There's no reason to like shit on that man, but he is so much the problem there for them. There's like no getting around the fact that all of their struggles are really just Daniel Jones.
I don't think it's all of them.
All of them.
I don't think it's all of them, but it's a
90%.
I think
QB.
What you talk about a lot in QB play is the ability to elevate the team, and I don't think he does that.
No.
And for the amount of money that he's getting paid, yeah, I agree with that. I don't think he elevates.
The moment he takes a sack on that flea flicker is the moment he died in Brian Dable's heart.
Yeah.
If Brian Dable had any hope, any love left for Dan Jones, Dan betrayed him on that flea flicker.
It's like,
unforgivable.
Maybe we could get back together. Maybe we could reconcile this. Nope, we lost to the worst defense in the NFL. Cool.
Daniel Jones cheated on him for the 100th time. He's like, I'm done.
It should be a great game, Commanders Eagles. I have the Eagles winning this one.
I really don't know who wins it either.
I have I think they might split. I think Eagles get this one in Philly.
Oh, little self promo. After Eagles Commanders game, we will be live here on YouTube with Steve and Sam Monson. Very, very big football heads, formerly at Pro Football Focus, now with the 33rd team doing their own show, but they're going to join us live to talk ball after Thursday Night Football. So when you're done streaming with Tom, come say hi and listen to a couple guys who really know what they're talking about.
Hey, Stefan, Coach Season 3 finale is still, I think you make an argument it's the best thing I've ever made. I think you can make an argument. Perna, this is what you're missing out on. The people are waiting.
Yeah. Let me look.
People are waiting. Just saying.
I wanted to do it this Friday, but let's shoot for the 22nd. Right after GPS, I stream Season 3 on GPS clips on the GPS.
Right after
channel.
GPS?
Yeah, we'll finish here, then I'll hop over to the GPS clips channel. And how long is Season 3? Like an hour?
The finale is 45 minutes.
Fuck you.
Dude, I do you know how long that took to make? It was wild. All right, so I just want to be clear. So we're not going to watch the sagas.
I'm not watching.
There's going to be some confusion. There's going to be
confused.
It's going to dilute. Season 3 you could get away with. Season 3 you'll be fine. But once you start getting into 4 and 5, it's going to get a little bit more, who the hell is that? Yeah, it's all right. We'll get there. We'll get there. It's not like clickbait punishment. That's fine. Bills Packers, easy. And there's 100% bias in that. I don't want to see Eagles Steelers. Ew. Commies Ravens actually would be pretty fun. Commies Ravens would be a fun Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I go
I
Bills.
don't love any of these Super Bowls.
Whoa, you don't love Bills Packers?
No.
Great fan bases.
I want Bills Lions. I want Bills Lions for that. I don't think the Packers are good enough to get the Super Bowl right now.
Sorry, that was a little
Packers are letting me down a little bit. I thought they'd be a little more dominant than this. I thought Jordan Love would not be hurt at all, ever.
Okay. We're getting up a tier list. Let's go. Let's
Jordan Love playing a little too much like one Brettith Farvith.
Listen, as long as he's not ripping off anybody or states or anything, allegedly. Jaguars fans, so actually, Brett Coleman. Before we get to that, because we're just talking about EJ, we got to show some love to Brett Coleman. Brett Coleman tweeted this out. Hold on. Boom. And I gotta find it. All right. So I want to look at the draft order in here. Sorry, I'm going to take over for 2 seconds.
Okay.
Un momento, per favore.
Okay.
So Coleman tweeted this out, saying, it might be one of those drafts where you look at the needs of the teams at the top, and you look at the prospects available, throw up your hand and say, I don't know, man. This is the current draft order. You got the Jaguars as the number 1 overall pick, and the Giants, the Titans, the Browns, the Raiders. Woof. In that, the Giants going for a quarterback.
Yes.
Tennessee needs to go for an offensive line, I think, before they go for quarterback, but who knows how they're going to feel about Will Levis at the end of it. Yeah. Cleveland is probably going to go quarterback.
Yes.
Right, they're probably going to address that. Raiders need a quarterback.
Yes.
Saints, I mean,
yes.
Maybe a lot. Maybe.
Jets. Yes.
Panthers, jury's still out.
Yeah. The Jags would be smart to trade back.
Yes.
I bet, here's what I predict. If it shakes out like this, I think we would see the Raiders trading up to number 1 with the Jags. Shedeur Sanders has just been linked so hard to the Raiders. The caveat there for the Raiders is like, how are they going to operate with Tom Brady, having a say now officially? Like, I'm not quite sure, but I know they want Shedeur. It feels like he wants to be a Raider. And it feels like the Jags, they're going to be committed to Trevor Lawrence. They paid him. So get as much capital as you can and try and build around T-Law. Build that line. build whatever else your flaws are. It's not Brian Thomas. That dude's insane.
Yeah.
So
again, I think you're going to see some coaching shifts in Jacksonville that need to happen.
yeah, I think a lot of those might.
But it's also GM movement, hopefully, finally, maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the time, too. If you have a good owner, you are so effing thankful for that. We're talking about kind of bad owners and putting your teams in not so great spots.
Yeah.
And there's some really good owners, or there's owners that we don't talk about. And that's the best case scenario, right?
Sure.
Because you're sitting there as a either multimillionaire or billionaire and just like, you know what? Let's the football people handle it. And guess what? That works. I was talking to EJ and they were like, all right, Ben Johnson, for example, right? Ben Johnson, if he decides to leave the Lions after this current season, there are teams that can, one, afford him, but two, the way that their power structure and the organization is set up, if you have equity or stock with the team that's like spread out across numerous owners, like the Bears, for example, like it's all over with the McCaskies, they have to go through, EJ brought this up yesterday, they have to go through every single person to go, yeah, we're going to spend this money, this big time money to go get this person. Meanwhile, you would have an owner that maybe just has the majority share going, we're just going to go and hire this. I'm going to throw money at him. And that makes a huge difference. Yeah. I mean, you look at, I just hate to harp on the Bears again still, but you look at who they're hiring. And I don't think that Shane Waldron was a very, oh man, let's go out and get him. I don't think Matt Eberflus was oh man, he's a top coach in this hiring cycle.
The cheapest available.
That matters.
I learned a lot about like how your escrow money works in the NFL when the Walmart was taking over for the Broncos. When you have ownership that has, 70, 80 billion dollars in the bank, when you're hiring coaches, you have to have that money available to pay them immediately. So rich owners can move through coaches with ease and on the financial front of it. Another example of that was the Raiders not being able to fire Josh McDaniels probably after one season because they're like, the money doesn't make sense for the Raiders. Luckily for the Raiders, their net worth went up quite a bit over the last couple of years. But you've got to have that money in liquid, in the bank, available. And it happens too it can happen with player contracts and how certain things are done, but Bears are not one of those teams. And it is why outside of, I think the Broncos ownership's done a very good job since taking over. It's not just that they have money. I think they have the right mindset, but also hail Walmart. No corporation in my eyes is better than Walmart.
Oh,
God. Nobody is more fair than Walmart. And I love Walmart.
Walmart gets stuck on a bag of rocks.
And I love the people of Walmart. I love the people who work for Walmart. I love the people who own Walmart. And they are just a good company who is running the Broncos nicely. Hail Walmart.
Trashing your channel?
But I'm putting together compilations of creators trashing my channel as a BRB screen. Would you mind? JCOH TV, dumbest fucking channel I've ever seen in my life. Don't ever watch it. It's garbage. I hate it. It stands for nothing. It actually stands for everything I don't believe in. Oh God, what are you doing here watching this channel?
What if it was just like a charity channel that was just like helping out organizations? You're like, everything I believe in, it goes against.
This channel just shows love for puppies and kittens.
You're just like, I hate them. Jaco, listen, I'm going to give you the most scathing critique. Looks like the J might be a little off center in your profile pic.
Ooh.
Unwatchable. If you've never watched GPS or anything involving Brandon Perna, you're going to know that there are going to be tiers that are going to be added.
I don't know. I think I'm going to stay true to this.
You think you're going to stick with just 2 tiers?
I'm feeling lazy.
That's fair.
All right. I added the 2 teams I know are going to be in the playoffs, the Bills and the Lions.
Before we get to that, do we want to pull up those percentages?
What percentages?
The ones I put in the rundown of why we're doing this topic today? Hold on. I got it. So the NFL, oh my God, I hate these running ads, dude. Now I can't even close it. The NFL put out the percentages.
Playoff percentages?
Yeah. So heading week 11, because we're starting to get there bit by bit. So right now, entering week 11. Let me zoom in on this.
52. 52 for the Broncos.
I can't even close this now. What are we doing?
Dude, the ads
It's
on the
so,
internet.
go away.
It doesn't matter what
Yeah.
football website I'm looking at. There's like 30 seconds before the site will function. And there's a few sites I use all the time. And it's just like,
that's a YouTube thing too, man. Like, holy crap. Like, stop making it unusable.
I mean, the YouTube ads are pretty good, I think, Tom.
No, I disagree
All hail
completely.
Walmart, all hail YouTube.
You should not have to
You
pay
know wrong.
$35 effing a month to have a functioning website. That's just not it. Anyway,
YouTube
Chiefs,
ads are all right. All right.
Chiefs and Bills, 99% chance of making the postseason.
99 problems
So
in the playoffs aren't won.
that's pretty good.
Got the
Pretty
back.
good.
Oh,
Steelers
one.
sitting at
Want
94.
to make sure my casket's closed. I'm from the NFL. What types of facts are those? 94 for the Steelers? Wow.
Which again,
wow.
depending on what the remainder of their schedule looks like, it's going to be interesting. They're going up against a lot of divisional opponents. It's not an easy schedule. They still got to play the Chiefs, but I do think that there's a good chance.
Yeah. I hope so. I hope he can develop luck. But do you think? Here's the only question I have about Steelers. Do you think they finish in first place in the AFC North?
Well, they have to play the Ravens this Sunday.
I know.
That's going to be an excellent football game. And not to spoil it.
Is that real? Is Richardson starting?
Yeah, he is starting on Sunday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Steichen realized Flacco's
Not to
old.
spoil it. I picked the Steelers to win. I picked the Steelers to beat the Ravens on Sunday. So, just saying, they could happen. Texans, I feel, even though they lost, I feel a lot better about them after playing the Lions.
Hold on, Tom.
Yes, buddy?
Damn it. What is Johnny Barks doing some nonsense?
Oh, I didn't know.
I think Johnny Barks might have AI'd me.
He AI'd you?
What the fuck did he do here? I'm just going to download this video real quick.
Okay.
Damn it,
All right.
Barks.
Well, yep. Just gonna
Hold on.
do that. No problem. Anyway, so Texans are at 97%, and I do feel better. And plus, they're in that division, which is, I don't think, going anywhere anytime soon. So Ravens makes a lot of sense. Chargers at 79% already.
Yeah.
Not too shabby. They got a tough game against the Bengals. I'm curious. I think that's going to be a good Sunday night game. And that should be fun. Joe Burrow going up against a better defense. We'll see if he can still move the ball. Obviously, you don't believe in the Bengals defense a whole lot, but
dude, if Burrow can throw like 4 touchdowns against the Chargers, I'm going to be all in for them Bengals.
Yeah. Dude, look at your Broncos at 52.
I know, dude.
That's pretty good.
Imagine if they would have won that game this weekend. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
A game they could have won. They obviously didn't.
Lions.
All right, here we go. I don't even know what Barks did here, Tom. But I'm going to play it. We're all going to watch it live. Now, Johnny tweeted, Perna made me cut this from winners and losers for some reason.
Oof.
Not true. Not true. It's fake news, Barks. But it looks like he AI'd my mouth, Tom. He put his AI right in my mouth. Oh, my God. Come on. Process.
You did the lead in too early. Now there's dead air. Now we're just sitting with it. We're waiting.
Come on, Johnny. Cardinals. All right, here we go. Got it. We're going to watch it live. What did Johnny do to me? This is a violation of HIPAA. Again, Johnny.
I have an important announcement today. This was a difficult decision, but I'm here to announce my new fandom to the Kansas City Chiefs. I am officially done letting the Denver Broncos ruin my life. I've always admired Patrick Mahomes' ability to win no matter what. The refs don't even help out the Chiefs. That's just a sorry narrative to make sore losers like me feel better. Also, I love Pokemon and Creed. Red Kingdom forever. Hail Andy Reid.
That is, first of all, it is pure nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
And I'd usually be against it, but the Creed and Pokemon at the end is...
I was just going to say, I'm fine with all of it except for the Creed and Pokemon. What the hell, Barks? HIPAA violation again.
Sure. That's true.
God
The
dang
Creed
it.
and Pokemon is just the cherry on top of the cake.
Yeah, I can never, dude, if I ever make Johnny angry, he will burn my entire existence. To the ground.
Absolutely. You just put the whole world in his hands. That's all. Hayden, they can do it. Real quick, just looking at the NFC Lions. Yeah, they're gonna make it. They're 8-1. 92% for the Eagles. Falcons 81%. I think a big chunk of that is because of their division.
Sure.
Right? Saints, Panthers, whatever. Buccaneers are competitive, but they're injured right now. So we'll see. Look at this. The Cardinals. They are leading the NFC West right now. And they have a 59% chance of making the postseason.
Yeah, this is boring. NFC's boring, dude.
I don't think the NFC's
Look
boring.
at
I
that.
think
The Packers
NFC
are the 7 seed, and they're 72% guaranteed to make the playoffs.
at 6-3, dude. Yeah, they're a lot more competitive than the AFC right now.
I mean, you can say competitive.
The AFC is a lot.
I can
more
say
confident.
too predictable. It's already set. The only
NFC?
question mark there is the Cardinals.
I disagree. All right, so now you have the Vikings at 92. That's a little high, but they won a bunch of games, so we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what their schedule looks like.
Dude, they got to get their shit together, Minnesota.
Commanders at 77.
Okay.
Okay, we're floating. Packers at 72. We'll happily
Okay.
take that. But no, Colts 24. Like, this is what I'm talking about. The AFC, the bad is bad. Like, the 8 seed goes down to 4 wins. 24, 26% for the Bengals, 15% for the Jets.
Yeah, all the Broncos have to worry about are the Colts and the Bengals. So if you're a Broncos fan, you need to root for those teams to lose. And Denver will get that 7 seed. We'll lock it in.
I feel better about these teams, even though it's the entire NFC West.
Yeah.
It's 49ers, Rams, and Seahawks. Rams down to 12%.
Yeah, that
That's
loss
cool.
was bad.
I mean, against the Dolphins, but yeah, they didn't score a freaking touchdown, man.
No, their red zone. Ugh.
Yeah. Seahawks
Ugh.
10, Buccaneers.
Oh, here's a question
39.
for you. Tua making the tackle. How'd that make you feel?
Shield my eyes. Yeah.
See, I think the internet needs to leave Tua alone. Let the man play football.
Sheila doing good.
Let
She
the
doing
man
good.
play football. Nobody
Yeah.
wants to see him get hurt again, but I have a great deal of respect for the way he plays. Like,
Yeah.
he's gonna play not scared, and I respect it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
And then
so
these
Richardson, who did
Bears, you got a
this
2% chance of making the playoffs, according to NFL.com. 2%. The Cowboys have a better chance at 4%.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh, Colts got the Jets this week. Oh
Yep.
my God.
yep.
Dude, Richardson versus Rodgers in a game that only matters to the Colts, really.
Correct. No. Oh, I will veto that so hard. Oh, I will not wear another jersey during a Packers game. Absolutely not. No shot. Not
Tom's got
even.
to go to a zoo, and he's got to feed the lions cheese.
I think that's going to upset their tummy then.
Can a lion eat cheese?
Well, I mean,
Question of the day: can a lion eat cheese?
well, like cats and milk, like technically they're not really supposed to just drink it. It's going to give them like diarrhea and like stomach issues. So
yeah, milk sucks.
you know this as taking care of KC, named after Kansas City, your favorite cat / place on
Milk
earth.
is disgusting, and it's not even good for you.
City of
Big
Green Bay.
Milk lied to you your entire life. How do you guys feel about that?
Okay, let's do not playoffs first. I think that's easiest.
Patriots. Okay.
Right.
Oops. I didn't mean to put the Falcons. It was a delay.
It's fine.
Bears, not a
Bears.
playoff team.
Yep. Panthers.
Carolina. North Carolina. Not in the playoffs. Okay.
I don't think Cleveland makes it.
No.
I don't think Cleveland makes that.
Of course they don't. Titans are not a playoff team. Raiders are not a playoff team. Jaguars are not a playoff team. Saints are not a playoff team.
Jets.
Cowboys are not a playoff team. Now, the Jets still have a chance.
All right, so you haven't written them off yet?
I mean, I have.
Maybe there should be another tier.
You know, no, what could that be?
Maybe.
Let's see here. Add a row. Okay. We'll call it.
But they're so great, Gold. So great.
Let's see here.
Ooh, what happened to Javonte Williams? I think just didn't meet expectations last year, and I think that kind of tanked his value a ton, and just how they're going to use him.
Javonte was
in the Saints game.
Yeah, he had been all right this year. One, I don't think he got I don't think the run game has been consistent enough, or they've
amazing clip
given any back enough carries to really build like rhythm or momentum. I think Estime has the most potential to be like a dangerous running back for the Broncos, but he had 2 fumbles early in the season, and that limited the amount of touches he's received. So I just don't think Javonte's ever been back to who he was before his knee injury. It's, doesn't mean he still can't be a serviceable running back, but the thing that made him good was he would pulverize opponents while breaking tackles. It wasn't just that he would break tackles, he would punish guys who tried to tackle him, and we just haven't really seen that. Okay. Needs a miracle, the Jets.
Hey, let's go, Dirt. Let's go. Saw Rainbow Kid surprise. Let's go.
There you go. The band Tom and I will never watch together.
That we've tried many, many times.
All right.
Okay. So
Colts
need a miracle,
and the Jets and Colts play this week. So if the Colts beat the Jets, they will still have a chance. If the Jets beat the Colts, they will still have a chance. Now, I thought the Jets already blew their opportunity, right? They beat the Texans. They had some momentum, and then they lost. They got their asses kicked by the Cardinals. It wasn't that they lost a close game. They just got dominated.
Yep.
So I really don't think the Jets have any chance of getting into the postseason. Aaron Rodgers hasn't had a 300-yard passing game in 20 years? They haven't done anything to make you go, this offense is good. Mike Williams looks nice for the Steelers. Every decision they've made is blown up in their face. So,
Giants are not making the playoffs.
Yeah, read my mind.
Dolphins, I
think the Dolphins have a chance, Tom.
Defense looked a lot better.
An outside chance.
Yes, Stern. Yeah,
They've
I think
got
the Dolphins
3 tough games remaining. Handful of winnable games.
Well, they also have an entire month where they can't win, Brandon. So that is also a concern.
December, you think that's a true narrative?
Yes.
100%. I think here's the difference with the Dolphins.
Playing a lot of home games in December?
Their defense is good. Their defense played really well against the Rams.
Okay, so let's pump the brakes here.
Their defense is elite.
Was really good on Monday. Their defense was dog water the previous week, and the only reason why they lost that game because the offense was looking good. So
they played the Bills though.
And their offense let them down.
They're putting something together. Now, unfortunately, Tua got hurt. I don't think it will pay dividends this year, but they feel like a team who's kind of finding some base level pieces to function off of. Also, it's nice to see Mike McDaniel happy in prime time. God, he is my king.
The Chiefs, I think, make the playoffs. I think they're in.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Right? Chiefs are in.
Their devil magic will get them there, sure.
I think Ravens are in.
Yes.
Right? Ravens are in.
Steelers are in.
Steelers in. I think there's a good chance the Eagles make it in.
Yeah.
Ooh, Perna got 20 memberships. Let's go, baby.
Oh, Nick. You just cursed 20 people. 20 people got something they did not want. Thank you, Nick.
Everyone wants more Brandon Perna. Everyone. And Perna got a 50.
Oh, Tanker. Sam Darnold needs to stop tunnel vision to Jefferson. True, Tanker. When he can throw to Addison. Dude, I like Naylor. Hawkinson, Powell. Oliver's nice too. And Aaron Jones. Yeah. Spread the ball around, Sam. Spread the ball around, Gekbus.
No! Make him come. No! They're Minnesota Vikings crying on the field.
I always
Dude,
forget.
the Vikings are going to break the Packers' hearts this year in the playoffs.
Perna raid. Who the fuck is Perna?
Called my shot. Packers lose to the Vikings in brutal, horrific fashion.
Okay. All right. We'll see, buddy.
I'm on one. I am on a tear.
We'll see.
Packers are going. I have a feeling your whole family's going down Green Bay. But Doyle rules.
As a scriptwriter. Yes.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, Eagles make it unless they have like a monumental collapse.
No, they're good.
I am. This might sound. I'm not ready to give up on the Buccaneers yet.
No, I was just looking at the Falcons and Bucks, and Baker got that dog in him. And I think, like, who did the Falcons just lose to? What was the game? Who did they just lose to?
The Saints.
Yeah. To me, that took a lot of
team.
steam out of Atlanta's, like, sails.
No. Not on game days. Not on game days.
Fuck it. Let's put the Bucks in over the Falcons. How about that?
I think so. I don't know if I'm there. Because the problem is the Falcons swept them. That's the issue.
The Broncos are going to beat the Falcons this week, and the Broncos will have swept the entire NFC South. Yes,
like
Atlanta has a better record.
All right, so Falcons got Broncos, Chargers, Vikings, Raiders, Giants, Commanders, Panthers.
Dude, the Falcons literally might lose 3 games in a row. Say those next 3 games.
Yeah, Broncos, Chargers, Vikings. That's a tough
that
stretch.
could be 3 L's in a row. What's the Bucs schedule?
Then you got Raiders, Giants, which are both winnable games. Then the Commanders are a tough game. Then you end with the Panthers. So let's just say they lose 4 games.
The Bucs got the Giants right now. Okay.
Yeah, they should win.
Winnable. Panther. This is going to be really funny because the Bucs get the Giants, Panthers, Raiders. So they might win 3 in a row. The Falcons might lose 3 in a row. Then the Bucs have the Chargers, Cowboys, Panthers, and Saints again. Dude, the Bucs could go 6-1 down the stretch there. They're playing 6 bad teams. I like it. Let's stick with it. Bucs in, Falcons out.
You think so? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I love the way Baker Mayfield's playing ball, and it's one of those things that it's unfortunate that like Mike Evans is going to come back eventually, right? And that'll be a big boost. It's just their defense is not good. Todd Bowles, I don't really believe in him at all. But like they have players on their team, man. Like they can be good. It might be the Cowboys. The Cowboys literally might not win another game. Giants too. They suck.
So there might be a surprise loss to the Bucs there. Like I think the Chargers will beat Tampa Bay, but they might lose one of those games to the Panthers. But that's still 5-2 down the stretch here. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
The schedule might save Tampa Bay.
Mostly dead. Mostly
All
dead.
right. I don't think the Rams are going to get in.
Ooh, down on the Rams again.
No, I think the 49ers are playing better. Brock Purdy's playing very good football right now.
A good game on
and
Sunday.
the Cardinals.
Let's go Power.
Cardinals keep winning. Rams are out, as are the Seahawks.
Do the Cardinals make it?
Oh, yeah. Cardinals are going to do it. They're getting in, Tom.
Let's see. Their remaining schedule. They got the Seahawks, Vikings, Seahawks again, Patriots, Panthers, Rams, 49ers. I think they could do it. The NFC, it's going to be tough, though, because I don't know if they're going to win the division. We're going to have to see how the 49ers play down the stretch.
Yeah, that's what it might come down to, depending on the.
I think we're only going to have, because if we do 2,
so we got 4. There's 3 NFC teams left to make it, and we're choosing between the Commanders, Niners, Vikings, Packers.
I think the Packers make it. I know that's going to be seen biased, but I think the Packers make it. I think they do. Their schedule for the remainder of the year.
They might be the odd man out.
They got the Bears, So I think they'll win. They got the 49ers. Could go either way. We'll see. That'll be a big game too for playoffs. Dolphins on Thanksgiving. Then the Lions.
Dolphins
Seahawks
will upset the Packers on Thanksgiving.
They're not even playing on Thanksgiving. The Packers are playing the Dolphins on Thanksgiving.
That's what I just said.
What?
You said the Packers are playing the Dolphins on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, didn't you just say the Lions are going to upset the Packers?
I said Dolphins.
I don't think you did.
What did I say, guys? I thought I said the Dolphins.
So I get Lions, Seahawks, Saints, Vikings, Bears. I think the Packers make it.
Lions,
Hawks,
Vikings.
There you go, Ron. There you go.
Your schedule might
I did not.
gift you it.
Okay.
So you're saying, all right, if the Packers, let's say the Packers and Vikings both make it,
Mhm.
you got to take the Commanders or the Niners. Let me look at the Commanders' schedule really quick.
That's exactly what I was going to pull up. Because they got 2 games to go against the Eagles. They got Eagles, then they got the Cowboys, winnable. Titans.
Cowboys, Titans, Saints.
3 winnable games in a row. Then Falcons. I think the Commanders make it.
Dude, they got the Cowboys twice.
They do have the Cowboys twice. I did not see this, Nick.
Fuck. So maybe our hot take will be the Niners don't make it.
I agree with this, Axel. Like a few people said it. Yeah, the NFC West is it's so close right now of just a whole bunch of okay teams that are
My
trying
honest
to stay
thought is the Packers don't make it and the Niners do.
You think so?
Yeah.
I think the Packers make it, man.
I would put them up here for you, and I hope the Packers do.
I would legitimately be shocked if they didn't make it.
I feel like the Packers are a team where their mistakes are going to prevent them from making it. If it's like as close as it looks that it might be record-wise between like the Niners and the Packers.
Might come down to that game then. It might come down to that game, Packers 49ers.
Yeah. Fudge.
So.
Oh, it'd be amazing, easy. I'm just going on gut. I'm listening to my gut right now.
Okay. All right.
My gut says Packers, Niners, going to be coming down to the wire. Now the Texans are going to get in by default, right? Oops.
Yeah, I think they'll win the division.
Can't grab the. There we go. Come on. Yeah. So that's a win by default.
So you got 4 teams, right? So 3. Oh no, you got 5.
I think it's the Chargers and Broncos, and I think the Bengals are the odd team out.
I think the Bengals are the odd team out too. I think they've just lost too many games.
If they would have won one of those games,
they beat the Patriots week 1. It's a different story.
Because the Bengals offense can hang with any team on earth.
I agree.
But those close games they lost are biting them in the butt.
It could, Jack, they'd be going against tradition, but it depends on how much of a move they want to make. It's basically you're just giving up on the season after that point. So,
and I'm really hoping that the Steelers finish as the 2 seed and the Broncos come in as the 7th seed, Tom. So we get Broncos, Steelers in the wild card. Come on, YouTube. Make it happen. You own part of the NFL now with Sunday Ticket. Go in, talk to the officials, whoever you got to make that rigs all the games.
Yeah.
Broncos, Steelers, playoffs. That's what we all want. That's what we deserve.
Yeah,
I gotta play the Bills in the playoffs. That's gonna hurt.
I'd love to see the Bengals in there. I mean, I'm just going to talk about from a viewing standpoint. I would love to see the Bengals over the Broncos in terms of just enjoyable football. You can't tell me it is more fun to watch the Broncos play than the Bengals.
Oh, I can tell you that.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be truthful. I can
do it with a straight face.
Would it be truthful, though? I mean, they're going to have to make some decisions after this season. The Bengals are going to be in an interesting spot.
The Bengals play more exciting football than pretty much every team in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dude, if you put up 400 or 500 yards of offense every week and lose, that's entertaining as hell.
If you got those 4 teams that were maybe the playoffs between, what was it? There was the Jets, the Colts, the Bengals, and the Dolphins. Which team are you the most confident in
to get in of these? Cincy.
Cincy, I'd feel
In terms
pretty
of who their team is, in terms of the team that has the most likely path to do it, probably the Colts. In terms of the division is still very winnable for Indy.
Sure.
Right? What's the AFC South? How many games ahead is Houston at this point? They're 2 games ahead. So the Colts are 4-6, Texans 6-4. Yeah, that's kind of hard, but
if I'm looking at this right now,
the Bengals are a better 4-6 team than the Colts by, I think, quite a bit.
Yeah. I think they're better than the Jets, and I think the Dolphins, it would be a good game, but I think the Bengals could win it.
But the Steelers and Ravens aren't going to drop a bunch of games. So
the Steelers, again, like Stern said, their schedule's not easy. It just depends on how they play their division.
Yeah.
So Bengals
How's
have a
Russ going
shot.
to do down the stretch too? That's a real X factor for the Steelers.
I mean, I would love for the Bengals to get Ben Johnson. Oh my God, that would be amazing.
That'd be crazy.
I'd be so happy. I would be so,
that would be crazy.
So happy. We'll see, Aaron. We'll see. I mean,
We're
looking at
sweeping
this,
ya. We're sweeping you.
the teams I could see, like I could maybe swap the Cardinals and 49ers if the 49ers go on a run.
Sure.
I could see that definitely happening. Broncos, I could see them being an odd team out, but I just don't know who replaces them in the AFC. Like it would be like the Bengals, the Dolphins, or the
Right now, it's the Bengals, Colts, and then the Jets, and Jets or Dolphins in terms of record.
Hayden, that sounds good. All right.
Thank you, Hayden.
Small loan of $20 billion. Okay.
You don't need $20 billion to buy the Chargers, bro.
Yeah, just buy the Panthers and move them to San Diego.
Yeah. I think like six Bs will get it done.
Yeah.
Is that all you need? 5, 6 Bs?
Yeah, well, we'll see what they do at quarterback, with the Cleveland Browns. So that's got to get cleaned up. But yeah, that's going to be, Omni, 1,000,000%. That final Cards 49ers week 18. Who knows? Maybe they throw that on Sunday Night Football.
If that could be win and you're in game,
might be Sunday Night Football.
Love it.
Could be. But yeah, I could see the 49ers taking the Cardinal spot. That's like the one potentially change. But again, we just got to see how the 49ers play down the stretch. CMC obviously is back and they eased him in, but we'll see. Perna, what do you got coming out today, buddy?
Power rankings.
There you go.
Power rankings.
Starting Knicks over. Oh, for fantasy?
Yeah, do it. Knicks has been solid for fantasy. I mean, yes. Rushing yards,
Vikings going against the Titans.
Dude, no pass rush from Atlanta. Broncos offensive line's already good. Bo Nix already one of the least pressured quarterbacks or whatever. Yeah. Giddy up.
That could be. Yeah, Vikings Lions week 18 would be fun.
Yeah, that won't be for winning in though. Sorry, Minnesota.
No, it might be for Minnesota.
Minnesota has to win. And they might, because the Lions might be resting all of their starters.
Yeah. We'll see.
Who's the Lions backup quarterback?
Is Hooker?
Is it Hooker?
And in Hooker?
Might be.
Right.
Anyway, what do you got coming out today, Tom?
I got to record predictions. So it's the first time this week there's only one thing. So yes. Predictions will be coming out. Will be out later tonight, and we'll rock and roll.
What's out later tonight?
Predictions?
No.
Predictions. Yeah. Predictions. So, release Nate Davis. It's true. It's true. We'll see if there's any more changes after Sunday. Packers, Bears. It's Bears week, baby. It is Bears week. But folks, we appreciate the hell out of you. We will see you on Friday for another edition of GPS. Do you have to pee again?
So bad.
Oh, okay. I'm Tom Grossi. That's Brandon Perna. This is GPS. And you have been navigated to the toilet. Running streams